About to do the whole show in a skelly boom boom. About to do the whole show. We're in the skelly boom boom. About to do the whole show. We're in the skelly boom boom. Yo, man. It's mad stuff going on, son. So we just gonna get into as much of it as we can. Cause it is mad stuff going on, son. I don't even understand. There's too much stuff going on. But to do the whole show in a skelly boom boom. All right, hold up. I'm about to do the whole show in a skelly boom boom. I was goody James Jackson. I Joaquin was good. Daniel was good. Antonio was good. Ice Man was good. Potato Bass was good. In a skelly boom. Nah, I call it a skelly, man. I don't call it a beanie. Liam was good. Napoli was good. I heard George just touched down in Australia and got a hero's welcome like he deserves. I noticed that Floyd Mayweather Jr. said something. He brought up Undisputed, and this is at least Fistiana was good. Eason was good. Big Punch was good. Gather God was good. I saw that Floyd brought up Undisputed, and that kind of indicated to me that Canelo really is living rent free in this man's mind. And regardless of what theories we have as to why he keeps coming at him, some portion of it does feel, at least to me, and you can feel free to disagree if you want to debate it. We can debate it. But at least to me, some portion of it feels a little bit like jealousy, because why would it matter that Canelo, why would Undisputed all of a sudden be a topic of discussion to Floyd Mayweather Jr.? In the subsequent years that followed his retirement from pugilism, you never heard him mention it. I mean, not that much. Like it never seemed like anything that he thought about or really even talked about. It didn't get brought up. Canelo goes undisputed 2, 3 weeks ago, however long it was, and he brings it up that, oh, I could have did that, I could have did that. And listen, I don't doubt that he could have. The last brass ring was the red belt that Kell Brook had. He could have beat Kell. He could have beat Kell. Of course he could have beat Kell. Like, if the question is, if you ask me, do I think Floyd would have beat Kell Brook if he decided to pursue undisputed? I'll say, yeah, I think he would have. But you don't get the credit for something that you didn't do. You didn't go undisputed. You didn't. The same way I don't give Gennady the credit, even though he came close. The same way I don't give Andre Ward the credit, even though he came close at 2 different weights in 2 different divisions. Well, that's the same way Floyd don't get credit for that. You don't get credit for something that you didn't do, even if you could have did it. You didn't do it. So why even talk about it? What's the point in saying I could have did that? I know what the point is. The point is to throw shade. The point is to belittle and berate what it means because someone else did it and you didn't do it. And you could have did it. That's the stupid part. Floyd could have beat Kell Brook, but he chose to fight Berto after Manny. After he unified the WBO title with the 2 titles that he had, the WBC and the WBO, the WBC, the WBA. After he did that and he got that 3rd belt, you decided to fight Berto. I've never criticized him for fighting Berto as his swan song, but you chose what you chose. You can't expect people to remember you for something that you didn't do. You didn't go undisputed. You didn't. History was not important to you. The bag was important to you, and that's cool. The bag, we all want the bag at the end of the day. Canelo is living rent-free in Floyd's head, and Eddie Hearn is living rent-free in Leonard Ellaby's head. The walls are closing in on TMT. I noticed that Floyd said that he's not going to be doing any more exhibitions, that he's going to focus on, I think, trying to groom talent. That's probably the smartest thing I've ever heard him say, because he should have the eye for talent. He should be able to see and look in a fighter to see if they have what it takes. I feel like at minimum, Floyd should be able to do that, because Gervonta Davis, He's 27 years old, bro. By the time Canelo was 27 years old, he already sold mad pay-per-views. If we gonna do this Canelo versus everybody shit. By the time Canelo was 27, he already fought Golovkin for the first time. That means he already sold a mill with Golovkin, close to a mill with Cotto, a couple of smaller pay-per-views with Lara and Liam Smith, all of which did bigger numbers than Gervonta Davis's pay-per-views. Any one of them. Canelo Alvarez's worst numbers are still better than your fighters' best numbers. And you're making it a situation to where it's him versus your fighters, I should say, because you coming at him. That dude is off somewhere playing golf. He ain't worried about a fight from 8 years ago. That dude over there busting nuts in his wife and playing golf. You sitting at your fighter's press conference talking about him. And what's crazy is you actually beat him. What's goody, Daniel? What's goody, AJJ? Mark, I see you, Mark. Iceman. Davis just dropped the belt. Was it a good move? I mean, the belts that he held don't make a difference because it's like I'm gonna try to put it as simple as I can. Leonard doesn't want to pay those fighters the way they deserve to be paid. He doesn't want to pay Devin. He doesn't want to pay Josh. I'm pretty sure he don't want to pay George. So it's like, what you think? You think these fighters is gonna fight for peanuts? No. So it's just really that, and you know that. You know George ain't gonna fight you for peanuts. He's a unified champion. Some people think he's undisputed. Some people think he's unified. But you know that man ain't going to come cheap. And you don't want to pay. You don't want to pay Devin. And you said that in plain English. And I look, before that soundbite came out from this past weekend, I told y'all Devin makes great money. And they're not going to pay him. They're not. And because they don't want to pay him and they don't want to send Gervonta to the zone, fights don't happen. Eddie could pay for them fights. I said that in the last live. Eddie could pay for them fights. He could pay the zone to back him to make Davis versus Haney. They'll back him to make the fight. But Leonard and TMT, they don't want to send Gervonta over there for that. They want to keep him where he at. So as a result of that, fights don't happen. Another thing that's not being said is they're limiting his earning potential because maybe going to the zone he will make more money. You're not going to convince me that, oh yeah, you got all this money off of 215,000 pay-per-view buys. Bro, a big ass slice of that go to the cable and satellite company. Stop it. Your ticket sales, you keep talking about tickets like motherfuckers like me don't know that about 1,000 plus of them shits get comped. And if they don't move enough, they'll start giving them shits out. They'll start giving the tickets away. What's goody, Roma? Still haven't come in, Daniel. I'm waiting for them. No, what's goody? Abner Ortega, que lo que? Cash and Cultura, que lo que? Like they think that motherfuckers ain't hip to what be going on. That at least 1,000 of them tickets end up getting comped, right? Giving them shits away. The night of the fight, if you ain't move as many of them as you wanted to, what they do? They get them shits away. But you keep talking about how he this and he that. If he's a star, the way you say he's a star, right? Why can he not afford high-profile opponents if he's a star? Canelo's a star. He can afford to pay Caleb. He can afford to pay Caleb and Billy and Callum and Kovalev and Danny, and he can afford it. If your fighter's a star, how come he cannot afford high-profile opponents? I know why. It's because he's not a star. That's why. If he's a star, right? He the A side to everybody. How you the A side that can't afford to pay nobody? You the A side. You the A side that can't afford to pay for no high profile opponents. Where they do that at, man? Like, and it's the same shit with Spence. It's the same. It's like literally the same shit. What y'all think that Crawford just gonna go over there and fight for a couple of peanuts? Nah, he get money. He was getting great money up front on ESPN. And you a damn fool if you think he gonna settle for peanuts with y'all, with your fake A side. And we gonna get into the Spence shit. They gave me a much better seat when I went to the Tank fight. The entire top section was blocked off with curtains. I know, Andrew. I know. because I took pictures of the curtains. Most people didn't know to look up there. They were looking down at the crowd. But somebody posted pictures of the location or whatever, and I noticed that the whole top part was curtained off. Those seats up there. And I'm like, you really telling me that he sell out? It was 15,000 in attendance, but that venue seats 21,000. So don't tell me that he sold out. He didn't sell out. He sold what you put out, but he didn't sell out. Sell out is he packed the house. He packed the house. This place seats 21,000 for boxing. Did you sell 21,000? No. Was it 21,000 people there? No. So how you sold out? How you sold out? What about Bob saying he would do a Kambosos fight versus Loma in Australia? You think Kambosos would want that or Haney? Juvie, I believe that Loma, and I said it before Bob said that. Believe it or not, I said it. Vasil Lomachenko has no problem traveling. He'll go to Australia, right? The thing is, do you make fighting Loma what you would make fighting Devin? Do you make dealing with Top Rank what you could make dealing with Matchroom? And I think you know the answer. I think you know the answer. That's why Eddie and Devin have to try hard to get ahead of Bob because the WBO is very close to ordering a fight. If Loma wins this weekend, it's only a matter of weeks before they order George to fight him. Loma is number 1 WBO right now. Richard Comey is number 4 WBO right now. The guy behind Loma is George. The ranks haven't been updated yet. You see what I mean? But right now, when they get updated, Loma's number 1. All he got to do is beat Comey this weekend, and the WBO is gonna order that fucking fight. You could guarantee it, like the Men's Warehouse. You guarantee it. So if Eddie and Devin want to get their hands on them straps, they got to move, and they have to offer George something substantial enough for him to accelerate the plan. Because right now, George ain't finna kiss nobody ass. He over there in Australia chilling, got a hero's welcome. He got all his belts. Y'all not gonna B-side me. I fought in y'all backyard. I paid the cost to be the boss. Now that I got all that, y'all gonna do things my way. Cause I don't have to fight Devin. He not my mandatory. I don't have to fight him. I could fight Loma if I want to. The thing is, do you want to fight Loma? I'll tell you right now, I view a Devin Haney fight as being a more winnable fight than a Loma fight. If the next fight or the fight after next is Loma, right? Let's say Loma beat Comey, how he beat Nakatani, if he beat him. This boy Rain ain't gonna last long. Not with Loma. Loma will be mandatory if he. Yep, that's right, Roman. He'll be the mandatory if he wins this weekend. So that's what you got to think about. Now, Matchroom has a bigger wallet and more resources than Top Rank. They do, believe it or not, they do, right? But it's time sensitive. It is time sensitive. You got to get ahead of Bob now. You got to keep George and Peter Khan on the phone saying, yo, I got a couple M's for you, and we'll do it in Australia. You ain't got to travel. We'll come to you. Got a couple M's for you. What's good? You got to do that because if you don't, what's going to happen? Loma going to get the fight. And if he get the fight, you back at square one. I was good. He did. He knew he hits harder than Santa Cruz. Man, I haven't seen nothing resembling power from Leo Santa Cruz in years, bro. He'll have a fight, throw mad fucking punches, and it just I couldn't. Why you think I started calling him lukewarm Leo? Because his fucking fights is boring, bro. Fucking fights is boring. If Loma allows Comey to land the same kind of right hand that Linares landed, he might not get up. Comey hits harder than Linares based off. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think that Comey is a bigger puncher. You know what I mean? The saving grace for Loma is that Richard has one gear, and that's go. He throws all his punches the same way with all the same bad intentions, and that makes him easier to read. That I already know how you gonna throw your jab in your right hand. I already know how you gonna throw it, so I know where not to be and what to do. Like, and that's really why Loma is the favorite going into that fight, because he know what you about to do. He know how you trying to fight. You know what I mean? Leo versus Cruz would be an excellent fight. You talking about Pitbull Cruz, bro? How am I a hater? What am I a hater of? Got 5 sugars in it, Jay. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that really has my attention right now is the WBA situation. Uh, it appears that they're going ahead with the Stanionis fight. If you look at Ugas's tweets, he's not happy about it. He's like, "Oh, this is criminal." It's not fucking criminal, bro. They telling you to satisfy mandatory. This is bigger than you, and you don't want to understand that. That you thought you was just going to sit on your hands for months and wait for Spence. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Sorry, no, you can't do that. And to be real with you, your fight with him is not the fight that we was asking for 4 years. So I ain't no reason to act stupid about the shit. Motherfuckers ain't been sitting here for 4 years waiting for Ugas to fight Spence. Sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't. I was waiting for Crawford and Spence. At long last, Dillian, well, we'll see if he gets the shot, bro. It's one thing for them to order the fight. It's another thing getting a fight over the line. What? Because he's a pressure fighter, Thrash. He's a pressure fighter. I advise watch Stanionis versus Thomas Dulorme. This is a big kid, young kid, and he's a pressure guy. Good right hand. And Ugas, if you Ugas, even if you think you could beat him, you don't want to have a hard time with him. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to risk injury. Maybe you get roughed up in the fucking fight. You don't want that while you trying to get Spence. You want to go into the Spence fight fresh. That's why he was hoping they'll let him chill and don't fight shit and just wait for Spence to get like, nah, bro, you wildin', B. You wildin'. I see that Spence's fans is not happy. Spence is gonna fight a cherry tune-up. I wouldn't be surprised if he fights Keith Thurman, but we'll see. I'm about to post a link for y'all to get down. New media, feel free to join. Feel free to join, bro. We gotta chop it up about these Spencerholics. These the only fans I know that is against a fight. And really not, it's not even the only time we've seen that in recent memory. It's not. They're against the fight. You know why? The content creators for the last 4 years have been making money off of arguing. They've been making hold up. The last 4 years, who mic is fucked up? Fix your mic. The last 4 years, the content creators have been making money off of the arguments and the back and forth and the narratives. So these morons listen to these content creators. They listen to these content creators instead of like, yo, dog, do you want to see the fight or not? Because it's at the end of the day, it is that simple. Either you want to fucking see the fight or you don't. All right. Now, what I see is what I've been seeing for the last 4 years. Spence fans don't want to see that fight. They never did. They happy talking shit and hiding out. You got Blu-ray Fitness, who's Errol Spence's strength and conditioning coach, trying to brainwash everybody. Yo, your client, he said, get a belt, Crawford. Get Jeff Horn's belt. Why you got quiet when I told you that on Instagram? It was me. It was me that said that. Why you ain't respond?
You know, it's sad when you got a strength with a company like that. This capping, this this bullshit like that. That's wild. I
He
never heard enough
mad.
shit like that in my life, man.
If you Errol strength and conditioning coach, how does it make you look that a guy that started out at 35 forced a corner stoppage, but your client didn't, even though he vowed to knock Sean Porter out? He vowed. He took a fucking vow. Swore on a stack of Bibles. I'll stop Sean just for you to go life or death with him. And that was before the accident, so it ain't no motherfucking excuses. That was before the car accident.
Said he stopped Mikey too, and look what happened there.
That's more embarrassing.
Talk
I mean, he
about
couldn't stop Mikey, man. Come on. A blown up lightweight who moved up to fight him. He's supposed to have that deathly power, and he couldn't knock him out.
Blown up featherweight. If you want to get real with it,
You know what I find funny?
He couldn't hurt Mikey feelings, B. That's why he kept going to his corner doing this shit. He didn't even hurt his feelings.
No, exactly. You know what I find funny? That all of a sudden Spence fans on Twitter converted to Ugas fans, actually capping for the dude like, yo, he beat a legend, man. We want to see Ugas versus Errol Spence. Come on, man.
You know what the wild shit is? Look at how they want to look at the fake shit with Ugas, right? Did y'all give Jeff Horn his flowers? Because he the one that made Manny look old. To be real with you, Manny looked older with Jeff than he looked with Ugas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real close fight, man. I had a hard time scoring that shit. I was actually surprised with what all the trouble Horn was giving him.
It's like, so let me see if I understand it. Because Ugas beat Manny, he should get Spence. Now, Jeff beat Manny before Ugas, and Crawford beat Jeff, but Crawford got to wait. He got to wait. Nah, you got to be last, bro. You got to be, yo.
They picking and choosing. That's all they doing.
That's it.
That's
They
it.
have
I mean,
moved the
but shout
goalposts.
out to Coach Malachi because he was just on the live with Lady Chan. What he say? He said he called Earl Spence fanboys. He called them Earl sexuals.
Yo, they are though. Like, look, I said, and I'm not playing.
Shit.
I'm not playing. Them cats out there, they want to fuck him or be fucked by him. I'm not playing. They want to fuck him or they want to be fucked by him. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. They want to either fuck him or get fucked by him. They weird,
shit,
B.
man, you about to make me cry. Oh my god, hold on. Oh my god.
Cause how do you explain?
Hold your head up.
I'm a fight fan. I want to see fights, bro. I'm not here to run spin or run interference for Errol. Errol don't motherfucking pay me. Crawford don't pay me. I just want to see fights. That's all I want to see.
What boxing fans? What consumers? Is that too much to ask for? Is it really?
What I find amazing is that a lot of people keep blaming Crawford more than Spence, and the thing is, Spence is the one coming up with most of the excuses. First, it was get a belt. Then it was or on the other side of the street or whatever. You know, all that.
Then he starts talking about purse split, 70-30, 80-20. All this bullshit.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Al don't want to pay for shit, bro. Al don't want to pay for shit. I don't want to pay for shit.
For 4 years, man, this dude has had a front runner's mentality. His fans have been moving the goalposts from stadium to stadium. And now that there's nothing between Crawford and Spence, they still want to cop, please.
This shit is pure bullshit. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Boxing Bodega who says, I know Julius is getting that Aldi Wilder. You already ordered that shit on Amazon, B. Listen, I'm about to smell like 2 losses and 42 cherries. I'm about to smell like 2 losses and 42 cherries.
And then you go make a lot of excuses for why you smell that way.
Real shit out here, B. Look, but all jokes aside, honestly, out of mercy, if Wilder don't want to fight no more, I really do hope he retire because he still has his faculties. He can still talk. He got a nice wife. She got a big ass. Go live life, bro.
Hey, yo, Julius.
Right.
I hope I see Deontay Wilder. I hope I see Deontay Wilder in the perfume section of Macy's in 34th.
Take a picture, bro.
Yo, Virtuoso, you know what I want to say? I want to see Wilder in that section twerking.
Right.
Him and his wife.
I'm gonna buy the shit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the shit and I'm gonna get a label maker and I'm gonna use that sticker of him twerking like, yo, real shit. But look, I ain't even mad at him because it's over. Like, all jokes aside, right? The annoying shit that we have had to deal with for the last, what's it been? 5 years? About 5, 6 years?
Yeah.
5-6 years.
It's over, so there's nothing to be bitter about, and I wish him nothing but the best if he retires. If he feels he needs to retire, do so, because you don't want to get hurt out here. Feel me?
Mhm.
So yeah, go ahead, retire if that's what
Well,
you feel like
and
you
he's-
need to do.
Yo, I got
got
a
his-
problem. I
Go
got a
ahead.
problem. Look at the private chat, Julius. This is a real fucking thing. I thought this was a joke.
Yeah. No, that's for real, bro. I'm about to buy that.
Oh damn!
Wilder for
about-
men?
Oh,
Yeah, for men, bro. That's work. hold on. Let me share that shit.
oh yeah. Put it
This
up on
is-
the screen.
Shit.
It's a real perfume.
I'm buying that shit, bro.
The
yeah,
fuck?
it is.
What the hell?
Hold on. Let me see. Wilder for men. Audi perfume.
Yeah, you see the blue and purple? That's the swelling of the dent in his head.
Hold on.
Oh.
Wait. Let me.
Wilder by Reed.
Yo, did y'all notice the way that look at the bottle though? Look at the bottle, yeah? And when you look in the bottle and you see the liquid, the way it's curving off, that's the egg weight.
Yeah. There's glove gate.
Oh my
Like-
god.
That's fucking
Yo,
real.
what's with them antennas, bro? Like, are you trying to get a TV signal?
What are you selling this shit at?
No. Look, he's probably gonna sell it at all major retailers, bro. It's gonna end up on Macy's. It's gonna end up on Amazon. He's gonna send
It's gonna end up
sell
on Wish.
I ain't mad though. All jokes aside, I ain't mad that he trying to get money. I'm really not. I'm not mad at that. And honestly, now that it's all over, because it is over. All the shit, everything from the past is over, bro. The AJ versus Wilder, all that shit, it's over for that, right? It's over. And now these bums is gonna have to find a new narrative, and they're gonna have to find something else to talk about on their bum ass channels, because Wilder finna get out of here. Shout out to Drew on the plane right now for Loma versus Comey, and I got Jules a package of Wilder Coma. What's this pay-per-view?
Actually, speaking of which, I've got you Jules, I've got you a Fury cologne. It's called False Promises.
Does it smell like wild boar meat? Yeah,
It's a mix of wild boar meat and 7 times a day.
I'm trying to
Hey,
tell you,
hey
man.
Julius. First you had pretty eyes, now you got Wilder Cologne, man. You're betting 1,000.
I am. I really am. But you know what really made me go live? It was the Spence shit. It was the Spence shit, because the news is out there, and I see that Spence's fans are really nervous right now. They haven't read the details of the ESPN report from Mike Kopinger that it's not a step-aside deal. It appears that it's a fight. It's not a step-aside deal. Like the way the story initially broke, you didn't know what kind of deal it was. So I looked at Mike Kopinger's story on ESPN, and it's not a step-aside deal, guys. It's a fight. Ugas has to fight Stanionis. That's what it says, and it's going to be early next year.
You know, with that
Errol is
attitude,
out.
with that attitude, I'm not. I mean, Ugas, it's like, I mean, that's what champions do. They fight the mandatory. So I don't know what the fuck he's complaining about. I really
Well,
don't.
I mean,
If you don't want to fight the man, vacate your damn belt and get the fuck on. Like seriously.
You know what this shit is? I want you to pay attention to something, Jay. Who do people suspect is pro bellum?
Mac the Knife Global.
Right? Now, who's Terrence Crawford in bed with?
Mac the Knife Global.
And if Stanionis beats Ugas, you think they can't make that fight in Dubai, bro?
Yo, we out.
Oh,
we
shit.
out, yo. I've been seeing it, because I kept hearing people say, a lot of people hit me up the last 3 weeks, and I've been paying attention. It was like, yo, Pro Bellum ain't nothing but MTK with another name, bro. That's all they is. And I'm like, well, hold up. And what's Stanionis? Oh, he a Pro Bellum fighter. Oh, I see what y'all doing. I ain't mad. If Ugas wins, cool. If he don't, Spence still don't get to use him as an excuse. And that was always my main thing, that you trying to use Ugas as an excuse to not fight Crawford.
To be fair though, Joey, the winner of that fight either way has to get through Butoyev.
Yeah. But maybe
Terrence,
by
Terrence
that time.
Terrence is with MTK. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's being a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a little over a month ago, news broke that he's being managed by Daniel Kinahan.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn.
Heavy hitters out here, B.
Get him,
Yes,
bud.
yes, yes.
Get him, bud. Get him, bud. That's right.
I ain't mad at that.
I ain't mad at that shit either, bro. I ain't mad at
Drew,
that shit.
shout out to
Mm.
Drew. Drew says Mike not working on this damn flight. So Jules in the panel. How impressed are you with Camboso's marketing and PR team? Listen, Peter Khan showed that he was a sharp pencil when he abandoned ship on Triller months ago. That's how I knew, yo, that motherfucker's smart, B. That motherfucker know what time it is. He know this whole shit is fugazi as fuck, and he got the fuck up out of there before anybody. I think he got the fuck up out of there before Jake Paul. Not for nothing.
That was George, he been making the rounds, man. Ever since his TO win, he been everywhere. He was at the Heat game. He been on talk shows, podcasts, like just different fights. He's making the rounds.
Yeah.
He's making.
It's
Yeah,
such a shame that he's. Yo, I'll just say, all credit to the man. He's getting out of town just before the Lomachenko comment. Smart man.
He's
I ain't
making
mad at
sure he's
that.
seen.
Nope.
I ain't mad at that. I seen that. I ain't gonna lie, Mark. I noticed it too. Like, so you went to everybody fight. You went to Haney fight. You went to Tank fight. You ain't want to go to MSG. I ain't mad at you, bro. I'm not.
But
I
I'm
ain't
going to
mad.
MSG.
I ain't mad that you don't want to return to the scene of the crime. I don't know.
I ain't mad at it, man.
Well,
After
that's
all, like
why-
look. After all, he's a dark horse. That's why for the last 2 weeks he's kind of been chilling like a motherfucker. Yeah. Come on, George. Come on.
Nah, you can't. You know what? Maybe he want to get home because he has actually been doing a lot of press, and maybe he really does want to get home. But it does look the way that it looks.
Or maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he. Notice how out of everybody, he's named a lot of guys in the division. Whose name has not come out of his mouth in the last 2 weeks, Julius?
No, well, I'm gonna say this. I saw a video. I saw a video very recently. It was uploaded today. I believe it was Fight Hype, but I'm not sure. Where he said, Lomachenko, all of y'all gotta come see me. So I will agree with you that the last 2 weeks, it ain't like he been mentioning them all that much. He mentioned everybody.
Yeah, but he said it. He said it yesterday, Julius, when he announced he was leaving the fucking country.
I ain't mad at that, dog. You can't run from. I mean, look. If Loma win, there's nothing that can be done about that. If Loma wins on Saturday, the only thing left is for the WBO to order the fight. That's it. That's why
George's gonna have to deal with him. He is.
I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, yo, Eddie need to hurry up and get it done. Offer him what you need to offer him. Just get his signature on paper if you can, and get him to agree to some money after that or whatever. Do what you got to do because you ain't got a lot of time. You don't. You really don't.
Eddie, they need to get on the ball now. They need to get on the ball.
That Ukrainian is coming.
Yep.
That Ukrainian's back with a vengeance. I know that Comey is a dangerous threat, but after losing to Teofimo, the way he fought against Nakatani, Loma's is on a rampage right now. He's pissed. He's got something to prove again, which is kind of scary.
He wants those belts. He wants those fucking belts back. He wants those belts.
Drew says, Jules and panel, what kind of statement do y'all want to see from High Tech Loma this Saturday? Well, this is what's not being talked about, right? This is what's not being said. What Teofimo did to Richard Comey, right? It's a hard act to follow because he knocked his ass out, and it didn't take long. What was it? 2 rounds?
That's it. 2 rounds.
It's a hard act to follow. Can Lomachenko take him out sooner than that? I mean,
that's not where the bar is. Listen, that's not where the bar is for me, because it would be like when people are saying, okay, let's say Manny and Floyd, the way Manny could stop people quicker than Floyd. Yeah, Floyd was okay. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm coming from here, completely different things. One's an absolute power puncher, the other is a pure technician dissector. Like, he needs to do the equivalency of what he does to what Tio did. So he needs to break this dude down, dissect him, and stop him in like the 8th, 9th round, make him quit. That's what he needs to do to equal it. Like, from his own boxing standpoint, he needs to make Comey quit. If he makes him quit, he equals the performance.
Well, that's
I have him TKO by the 7th round.
I mean, look what
yeah,
he
like
did to
I
Nakatani.
got Loma winning the fight, but I don't think it happens in 2 rounds. I do think he can stop Richard. I do think that because once again, Richard throws all his punches the same way, the same intensity. He throws all his punches the same way. So Loma can use that. But as far as when, I don't think it'll be 2 rounds. I think it might be 5 or 6, maybe 7 rounds, maybe.
I say
right?
between 7. I say between 7 and 9. He will stop him. That's what I say.
Yeah. You know what I
Something
mean?
like that.
Like I think he could. Like I do think he can stop him. But the other thing is, don't look past Richard because remember the Ray Beltran fight. That motherfucker can keep throwing like that for a while. Ray didn't want to stay down. He kept having to put him down because the motherfucker didn't want to stay down.
That
Richard,
Ray, please don't make anybody remember that fight, Jay. That was brutal to watch. Like, I don't know if everybody's seen it, but anyone who hasn't, like, it was like Beltran to come in, uppercut, left hook, right hand, down goes Beltran, same thing again, bam, bam, bam. This dude was going up and down like a yo-yo all fight.
now what do we know about Gaballo? Because Nonito's fighting this weekend.
Yep.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Yeah, he is.
That's
I know.
That's on Showtime. That's on
I
Showtime.
don't know much about him.
I know a lot about Gaballo. I know.
Should we expect the title to change hands? Is the question.
If any person in the chat thinks the title changes hands, I'm taking all bets. Nonito's going to spark Gaballo the fuck out. Spark him clean.
I hope so because
I'm talking in. Quote me on this. Quote me on this on the recap. Inside 5, Nonito stops Gaballo.
Is
Inside
he gonna
5.
do to him what he did to Ubali?
he beat the
Something
shit
similar. He's gonna left hook the fuck out of this kid. This kid.
Yeah,
I want Julius. I want you to think about what Gaballo has been dropped multiple times, right? When he fought against Emmanuel Rodriguez, he got dropped twice while Rodriguez was punching off the back foot. He should have lost to Emmanuel Rodriguez. It was a horrible robbery. Now, put that into perspective. He steamrolls forward, chin out, with no fucking guard against Nonito.
That's the guy that robbed.
Yeah, the dude. That's the dude who robbed
Right.
Emmanuel Rodriguez.
I remember.
Oh yeah. He did fight that.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest robberies of last year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm gonna say is, the reason that I'm invested in Nonito and I want him to win is because I don't think that Casemiro is with Sean Gibbons anymore. I don't think he is. I don't know, but it looks
Isn't
like
he on the Pro Bellum card?
That's what I heard. But that's only because Pro Bellum won the purse bid. That doesn't necessarily mean he's with them. They just won the purse bid for his fight.
He's still with Gibbons.
Yeah,
He's still with Knucklehead.
Is
Nobody else.
Is Nonito with the PBC as well or no? Or
No, he's not with them. Like he's on Showtime. His fight is on Showtime, but he's not PBC. He's Pro Bellum. He is.
So are they like winning all his purse? Are they winning all his purse bids or something, or just what? Or,
No. See, Nonito has, because this is the thing, right? This whole time, Nonito has been with Schaefer. He wasn't with the PBC. But he was with Schaefer.
He's been with Schaefer for years.
Yeah. So he's just because he's on Showtime, that don't mean he with the PBC. That don't mean that. Now Casemiro, his shit is a little different because Mark said he's still with Gibbons. He is. So I don't know if that means after this fight, right? Should we expect you to go back to fighting on PBC cards, or are you with Pro Bellum now and you're gonna be on Pro Bellum cards? I don't know.
Yeah, I was hoping for that Casemiro fight. Nonito was gonna knock his ass out,
bro. That's what I'm.
Oh,
what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at. That if Casemiro is not with the PBC anymore, right? Regardless of the Gibbons situation, but if he's with Pro Bellum, then we get Donaire versus Casemiro. We will.
See, an ideal situation for me is like if Donaire fought Casemiro, he would have beat him. Then he would have went to a undisputed unification with a no way, icing on the cake right there.
Yeah, that would have been wonderful.
Rematch for undisputed. Rematch for undisputed.
I'm mad that the shit ain't happened. I saw something. On Twitter that and I don't. Once again, I don't know how true this is because it was in Japanese. So I don't know if the person that posted it, I don't know if they actually in the know or not. But I heard Ioka versus Nkajas. They trying to redo it for next year. They trying to. Yeah,
Nkajas is going to make a defense in the spring, I believe. That's when the fight's being targeted.
Okay, so I know that fight's cancelled, and I know that they haven't restarted a negotiation period. They have not restarted a negotiation period. My source is an intern at Fuji TV.
That's fucked, bro. And Kaha's finally about to fight somebody in this bullshit. This Optimus Omnipoint bullshit happens.
He just got out of his cave and now he's crawled back in.
Basically.
I haven't seen him in years.
No. I want you to think about it, Jay, right? Think about it real quick. They knew that Japan is. We all know Japan's very stringent on COVID, right? Everybody knows this. Now, Inoue and Casemiro, they sorted that deal for that fight to happen when they knew there was about to be lockdowns put out. Now, they did the same thing with Ankahas and Yoka when they knew that there was going to be lockdowns put out. Who's the promoter of Casemiro at the time? Who was Casemiro's manager? Sean Gibbons. Who's Ankahas's manager?
Sean Gibbons.
Come on.
So you saying that he negotiated those fights, but not in good faith? That he did them, but he knew they wouldn't come off.
He negotiated to have those fights happen, to not have them happen, for publicity on the fighters and to be able to name call.
Man.
Oh, shit.
Because even though maybe in the West, Ioka's not a star, in Asia, Ioka is a star.
Yeah, he is.
In Asia, Inoue is a star. Their names being associated, the Filipino fighters, because in the Asian market, Filipino fighters outside of Manny Pacquiao are kind of seen. No offense if there's any Filipinos listening, but this is the way like Thai people think of them. They look at them as, and Japanese, they look at them as the dirt fighters, the fighters from the dirt. That's the expression that's used out there. They look at them as less than.
Wow.
They look at them as the same way that Julius looks at like Cubans.
I don't. Nah.
In terms of money, Julius.
I'm saying
not worth anything.
Maybe in disdain, I have a disdain for economic minimalist approach fighters. I do have a disdain for them. Like, bro, nobody want to see that shit. Sweet science, the shit all day. I don't want to see that shit.
Is that Frank Sanchez hate? Is that Frank Sanchez hate I'm hearing?
It is. It is. Right? But I don't hate all Cuban fighters because I like David Morrell. I like Uniel Dolticos. So it's look, pure boxers, right? They're hard to like. It's the facts, whether they're Cuban or not. Pure boxers, yeah, they're a little bit hard to like. Nobody want to see your minimalist approach to boxing. We want to see guys go at it. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's how it is. Shit.
I'll just say this. I'm hoping they put Frank in there with a guy who's not going to be afraid to throw. Then we'll see what he's made of.
Bro, they putting him in there, I think, with BJ Flores.
Fuck out of here. You lie. No.
Nah, I'm dead. I think that's who they got him in there with, because he's on the Charles Martin versus Luis Ortiz card.
Ain't that the guy that Tony Bellew knocked out in like 2 rounds?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, God. No, you playing, bro. You playing. You playing right.
Yo.
You trolling.
Can I ask a question?
Ain't that who he fighting? Ain't he fighting BJ Flores?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I rock the boat and change it to a little bit more of a hardcore boxing fan question? Because this weekend nobody's talking about a specific fight. Arsen Goulamarian is defending his title against Alexei Egorov, who's an elite level cruiserweight prospect. I love that fight. That's like an insider's prize fight. So anyone who's not on it Friday night in Europe, in Russia, so roughly about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it should be on YouTube, on RCC, I think. You guys will be able to watch that. Check it out. That'll be worth watching. Julius can back me up on that.
That's his man. I believe that
check it out.
Igorov is his mandatory challenger. That's his mandatory.
Yeah, Egorov's an animal as well. So is Goulamarian. It's going to be a good fight.
I've never even seen him fight Goulamarian at all. So.
No, listen, this weekend is so much shit that I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with it. Like,
ain't Dimitri Bivol fighting too? Or?
The afternoon fight that I'm excited about is Kurbanov versus Teixeira.
That's a weapon of a fight as well. Look, there's so many. Like Julius has probably looked at the schedule as thoroughly as I have. For anyone who isn't sure, Keyshawn Davis is making his first appearance after the Olympics. Jalalov making his first appearance after the Olympics. Elite level super middleweight prospect Christian Mbili is back in action. Then you have the Loma versus Kome fight. You've got Nanito in action. You've got Goulamari and Egorov. You've got Kosei Tanaka returning against Sho Ashida on Saturday morning. There's so much action this weekend. It's ridiculous.
Sonny Edwards, it's Casemiro, it's the ghost of Dani Nietes, it's fucking Jalalov. It's fucking everybody fighting. Everybody fighting this weekend.
The whole boxing, it's kind of weird, Jay, but in a way, There are people who've been on your pound for pound list, like 4 fighters maybe, who've been on your pound for Nanito. Nanito, Donnie, Lomachenko, and Kosei have all been on your pound for pound list, right?
Yeah.
And they all fight this weekend. Like, that's a lot of talent this weekend. There's a lot of talent.
Well, look, not for nothing, the Pro Bellum card is actually a really good fucking card. I mean, even the Sonny Edwards fight is all right, you know.
Against Jason Momoa?
Some of these fighters,
you know,
hear a lot about, though, man.
Yeah, but that's because there's not a lot of coverage. I'll be honest with you. Think of how much little coverage mainstream fighters technically get in mainstream media. Like the fighters that you would look at as casual boxing fans would be into, like Wilder or whatever. Now look at his mainstream coverage through the years. Practically none. There's practically none. You're not going to see him on like Sports Center. You're not going to see that.
Nope.
So like, as far as these type of guys, you kind of rely on boxing fans to really keep you up to date, because you're not going to see Fat Dan Raphael pulling up with an article on Alexei Egorov.
Well, listen, look at where they fucking rank Ioka on Ring Magazine, bro. It's
that's like, a farce. That's a farce.
Earl Spence is like number 5. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, like how do you rank Ioka behind Spence, bro?
That's Julius. Julius, every time we bring up that, right? My biggest disdain for the pound for pound ranking is Spence. If you want to have him in your list, I don't have an issue with it. Let's say he's number 9, number 10. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to complain with people because I'm not going to get into semantical arguments over 1 or 2 belts. But when he has one world title fight in his whole career, you put him at number 7 above a man who comes off of 2 wins back to back over your consensus, pound for pound, number 1, and you put him above that dude, I've got a problem, because you're putting this other guy over the dude who beat the pound for pound number 1 for beating a guy who at the time you were arguing with 50% of the panel whether or not he was the number 1 welterweight in the world, let alone a pound for pound talent. He wasn't even in your pound for pound list.
Listen, they don't have a standard, because to me, and this is going to sound funny to a lot of people, because with the exception of the Americans that are on the panel and some that are in the chat, I have to say that the American populace of boxing fans are inherently stupid. You want my honest opinion? Before I have Errol Spence on my pound for pound list, I'll have Stephen Fulton. He had a much better year than Errol Spence Jr. Much better last 12 months, I should say. Unbeaten Angelo Leo, unbeaten Brandon Figueroa. He's a unified champion, so is Spence.
Do you have time discrepancies on your list? Because you used to not.
Yes.
You used to.
No, I've always had that, because
when's the last time?
Let me break it down.
The way
it works on my list is you'll notice that everybody's moving. Everybody on the list, like there was a very brief period, where Errol had cracked the list, but he was at number 10. Now everybody else on the list is fighting, right? You're not. Then somebody with a better argument than you comes along and you get bumped off. That's the way it works, because it's based on activity. I'm trying to watch the whole sport to see who deserves a spot. Errol, to me, bro, you don't deserve a spot more than Stephen Fulton. I don't give a fuck what anecdotal no, you don't deserve a spot more than that guy.
This is where I kind of get into a little bit of argument from time to time in my head with Julius's list. Julius, why don't you have Casemiro at number 10?
That's a good question.
Based on your criteria. Because I know that you don't like him that much because of the whole fucking New Age situation, right? So maybe there's a disdain there. But he's a 3-weight world champion.
That's true.
He is a 3-weight world champion.
What do I have at 10? What do I have?
Call a spade.
George. I have George. What's his I mean, he did beat Zolani Tete, and that was a credible win. But then again, Zolani was coming off of surgery and inactivity.
Hey, Julius, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Once in a while, great while, like you had AJ. I think you might have had AJ on your pound for pound list in the past, but you never did. Because I know that
Julius doesn't do heavyweights in the pound for pound list unless.
I mean, No, you know what could happen. You know what could happen if he beats Usyk, he'll be at the bottom. He won't. I mean, you won't get to be at the top because those
What
guys.
if he
Even
ever
though,
becomes undisputed? Will you put him on the list then, or
yes,
credible?
no,
Okay.
I'll put it to you like this. If he wins the rematch, and I'm not happy about it, because once again, I don't like the idea of a heavyweight on a pound for pound list unless unless he isn't a career heavyweight, which Usyk is not. Usyk was a cruiser.
Yeah.
But if he beats him, the rule is in defeating a pound for pound fighter, you become one yourself. So if we go by that and we look at what
Even if he's a heavyweight?
yes, unfortunately. But this is
Okay.
the other rule. This is the other rule. He can never be number one because he's a heavyweight. He can never be number one.
Top 5, would you say, right? Top 5 at least?
Can I ask a question?
Top 5 and top 3, but not number one. Now, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because the guy at number one is supposed to be the guy compared to the fucking heavyweight. So you can't compare a fucking heavyweight to himself. Remember what the point of the list is. Let Sugar Ray Robinson, if he were a heavyweight, if he were a heavyweight the same size as this guy, whatever, who would win the fight based on skill? Well, you can't have a heavyweight sitting in that spot. That spot has to go to a naturally smaller fighter. It can't go to a heavyweight. Then the list don't make no goddamn sense.
Okay.
I have a question though. I have a question. What if AJ beats Usyk, and then he beats Fury, and then Canelo goes up to challenge him, and AJ knocks him out in the first round? What do you do then? Put in New Way number one?
I would put on
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to, in good faith, be able to say, well, AJ beat Usyk, and he beat Canelo, and he beat Fury, but Crawford's
you're forgetting the point. The point is not for a heavyweight to sit atop the number one spot.
No, the point is the point is to be able to compare fighters from a different weight division to the heavyweights. Yes, it's to them. Here's the thing: if there's no point in listing a fighter who can't be at the top of that, there's literally no point.
No,
there's no point in listing them just for the sake of listing.
You can acknowledge AJ's career accomplishments because he did beat a champion in Charles Martin and another in Joseph Parker and another in Andy Ruiz, and he fought a host of top contenders. You can reflect that and say that this fighter is one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. You can say that, but you can't sit him at number one because that number one spot is literally for a smaller fighter that's not a heavyweight. It was never for the heavyweight.
Julius, can I ask you a question? Right? Let's say you're the painter, right? Because you're into art and shit. You're the painter, right? And I get you to come along with all of your friends, and all of you guys get to interview for the job to paint my building. You can't have that job though because I know you, right? So I put that stipulation in, but I let you interview for it anyway. What's the fucking point?
I get the question and I understand that, but you can acknowledge AJ's career accomplishments without him being the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. The rest of the guys that ain't number one, you acknowledge them as some of the best fighters in the world.
Can I say this?
Bro, can I finish a sentence?
Sure.
Now, you can acknowledge that Anthony Joshua is one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world if this very unrealistic scenario you're describing were to happen. The thing is, we all know that's not going to happen. So when you ask me what's the point, I can say, well, what's the point in your scenario? None of that is going to happen. Is he going to fight Canelo?
Can you hear me?
Is he going to fight Canelo? Yeah. Is he going to fight?
No. But at the same point, you can acknowledge Anthony Joshua as being one of the best fighters in the world just by the fact that if he were to win that fight with Usyk and Fury, let's remove Canelo, he's the number one heavyweight in the world, right? So you can acknowledge him without even having to put him in a fantasy pound for pound list without being able to credit him the whole way on the list. He doesn't even have to be on there.
Yeah, but I said that you can put him on the list, but he can't be number one. And the other thing is, which is a common sense argument, the people on this list, the most that AJ can hope to achieve as a heavyweight is to become undisputed. He can't be a multi-weight champion unless he moves down, and we all know he's not going to do that. There are already fighters ahead of him that have already done more than him. They've already done more than he can hope to do. Crawford's already been undisputed. He's a 3-division champion. AJ can't get ahead of that guy.
That's why he can never be ranked number 1, right?
Basically,
right.
It's
because
like
he can't move up. There's nowhere to go. He hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like when I hear that argument, I'm like, there's not much of a point in having it because the people that are already ahead of him, like let's say he beats Usyk next year, right? And he emerges, I think he would emerge, depending on what happens, maybe number 8 to number 9. Because, Jermell, if he beats Castano, he becomes undisputed. So he would be ahead of AJ because he's undisputed. Ring Magazine, lineal. You're not lineal by beating Usyk, AJ. You're not. You know what I mean? But let's say he beats him. He emerges at number 9. Okay, Jermell is ahead of you. Gallo Estrada is ahead of you. Kazuto Ioka is ahead of you. Naoya Inoue is ahead of you. Terrence Crawford is ahead of you. Canelo is ahead of you. You're not going to catch up to those guys. So there's no reason to mull over, will he make it to number 1? In all likelihood, no, he won't. He can't catch up. He's a fucking heavyweight. What's he going to move up to? That's why I don't wait. That's why I don't waste time on it, because it's kind of a pointless argument over something that is highly improbable.
I feel you on that, but like you said, Jermell will be ahead of him. Jermell's only been a 1-division champion himself.
And that's why he's down there. That's why he would be down there with him in the bottom.
Why would Jermell be still ahead of him if he's a 3-time unified heavyweight champion?
Okay, because Jermell is lineal in his division, has the Ring Magazine title in his division. If he beats Castano, how many world champions is that? Tony Harrison, Jason Rosario, Brian Castano. That's 3. How many world champions has AJ beat? Charles Martin. Charles Martin. Joseph Parker, and Andy Ruiz. Now, if he beats Usyk, that's nice. Is Usyk a world champion in your division? Well, yeah, he is. He is. I see it. But I would split it. I would split it based on, okay, who's lineal? Are you lineal by beating Usyk? No. Is he lineal by beating?
Joshua would have more champions, and he would have beaten more pound-for-pound talent. Jermell's never beat a pound-for-pound ranked fighter.
Wait a minute. You're right, because I do have Usyk.
I mean, but wouldn't Jermell be undisputed, but AJ still isn't? So does he still get higher than that? Or,
I mean, that's how I look at it. Look, Jermell would be undisputed, lineal in Ring Magazine. Joshua's never been lineal. Joshua's never held Ring Magazine. Beating Usyk doesn't get him those accolades. The only thing you'll have on him, which is still but it's like splitting hairs because, okay, Joshua's behind Jermell. It's not like he's 2 spots behind Jermell. He's just behind Jermell. Now, if he becomes undisputed, like Jermell, he passes Jermell. He'll advance. But once you start getting up there to Inoue and Kazuto and Nonito, and you can't pass those guys, bro.
But let's just say Jermell, let's say, you just said that the scenario, like if AJ was to become undisputed, he beat more world champions, then he goes above Jermell. Well, Jermell went up to middleweight and became a champion there.
Then he surpassed AJ.
Yes. Okay.
It would just go that way, back and forth, until ultimately it's gonna, let's say Jermell beats Castano, knocks him out, right? And then let's say, okay, AJ knocks out Usyk, gets his belts back, emerges on the list, right? Hypothetically, thereafter, Jermell becomes, hypothetically, undisputed at middleweight. He's way ahead of AJ now.
Oh, yeah.
AJ can't catch up to that guy.
That's 2 weight classes he's undisputed in, right? So, yeah. So, there you go.
And now, when you think about who's already up there, Kazuto Ioka is a 4-division champion. Nonito Donaire.
Was he ever unified? Kazuto?
I think he was.
Kazuto was unified at minimum weight, 105.
Okay.
All right. You got Nonito, multi-weight champion. Kazuto, multi-weight champion. Inoue, multi-weight champion. Terrence Crawford, multi-weight champion. Canelo Alvarez, multi-weight champion. You're not catching up to those guys. Even if you go undisputed at heavyweight, you're only doing one thing. The guys at the top, Canelo, Crawford, yeah, they did that and more. But that's the most that you can do is go undisputed. They have done that and more.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question, though? And this isn't to poke holes in anything. It's just an honest question. Do you look at all undisputed runs as equal? as just the word undisputed rather than the context or the fighters that they're fighting?
I don't. The only time I'll split hairs over whose undisputed run was better is if those guys are next to each other, because then I have to compare them to see who's gonna go where. For example, it's look at Canelo's undisputed run and Crawford's undisputed run, right? I don't have to split hairs with them because Canelo has other things to where I don't have to. He's a 4-division champion. He was already ahead of you because of that. He's a 4-division champion. You're a 3-division champion. He beat about, what, 7, 8 world champions? You're undisputed. It doesn't even put you next to him right now because he's way ahead of you right now. If Usyk loses, yeah, you'll move up, but it's only because Usyk lost. You have the next best argument. But your undisputed run, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at your whole body of work. Canelo beat, how many? 6, 7, 8 champions? You beat 4. It's not the same thing, bro. He beat more champions than you, been a champion in more weight classes than you. He's lineal Ring Magazine right now. He's been that 2 times like you, but he's been a champion in more weight classes. So it's not as simple as, oh, well, you're undisputed and he's undisputed. Other things have to line up too. Crawford would have to be, like, let's say, okay, Crawford's a 4-division champion. So is Canelo. And Crawford's becomes undisputed at a 4th weight. And Canelo's undisputed right now. Then we look at the run. But right now, I don't have to look at the run. Canelo did way more shit than you. I don't have to look at the run.
I'd say if Crawford, like, let's just say, hypothetical, if he went up to 154 and became undisputed there, that puts him ahead of Canelo in my book, because then that's undisputed in 2 weight classes.
Yeah, if it happens that way. But if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. We ain't there yet. That's what I mean. That it's like I'm not gonna waste brain cells on shit that I know. I don't have to plan around that. It's not gonna happen.
I'm not popping the bottles over Fury White just yet, because who knows? Fury might vacate the fucking belt.
Thank you.
So,
that's what
Hey, hold on. I've been saying that Fury's going to become franchise for the longest time. To be fair, Jay, I have been saying it for a while, a long time. I think Fury's going to take that franchise belt. Frank ain't got the Liam White money.
Well, the thing about the situation is, right, if they can't offer Dillian money that Dillian likes, right? If he don't like the money, it goes to a bid. Do you think Frank and Bob want that shit going to a bid?
Fuck no.
Of course not. You think they want to see fucking Fury fighting on the zone? Of course not. But they know that could happen. So how do you circumvent that?
It's not just the zone. Hold on. It's not just the zone who'll bid on that fight, though, Jay. Sky Sports.
Yeah, but I don't think Sky. I mean, you're right.
Sky might bid on that fight on Sky Box Office because they know that'll be huge in Sky.
You're right.
Huge.
Dillian doesn't give a shit.
You know who else will bid on the fight? That's a big network. Triller.
Triller ain't gonna do nothing, man.
You fucking wow, man.
Yeah, you crazy, man. Triller, all they gonna do is lose money.
Who said that? Was that Alex who said that?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, Alex, you need to shut your ass up.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm smoking a little weed today. My bad.
That's why I'm not completely convinced, in spite of the order, that the fight happens. Because with the order, they could always say, okay, franchise Fury, bro, just franchise him. But at the same time, if they were to franchise him now, it would look really bad, dog. Like it would look like
that's
really.
A duck. That's a duck.
Can I ask you a question, though, Jay?
Good.
Why are you wasting time thinking about something that you know doesn't matter to Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury look bad? Really?
No,
you think he cares?
I mean, like even the Brits wouldn't be able to forgive him for that one. Even like you can't. There's only so much.
No, it's not about the Brits. It's about Tyson Fury's fan base. And whilst people out there think Wilder's got the worst fan base, the sycophantic Fury fans are by far the worst in the whole sport.
But there's not that many of them. There's more
than you think. There's more than you think. Because I interact with the fuckers. There's a lot of those cunts. You stay. Listen, Jake. Like you say, you try to stay out of the drama as much as possible. I like to insert myself in it because I find it hilarious. Dog, they're everywhere. They're listening right now, but they're not saying anything. They're sitting back on their welfare-riddled couches talking about depression with their best friends, saying Tyson Fury got me through this. And he's the greatest fighter of all time. Did you see his... Everybody was saying he made no title defenses till he beat Wilder. They must have forgot about Francisco Pianetti.
What I'll say is you can't decide. Well, I'm not going to say can't, but if they went as far as ordering the fight and you decide to franchise Fury now, his PR takes a serious hit. Regardless of a couple of gypsies in a trailer park, his PR would take a serious hit, especially in the UK, because they want Fury in a big fight. They want to see Fury in a big fight. You want to bring him home, right? So how's it going to look at a time where you're talking about bringing him home, you're talking about him fighting Dillian White, and now you want to franchise him? Come on, B. Like,
that's a duck. That's a duck.
It's a duck, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, they did this whole public announcement that he was going to fight AJ. That fight's way bigger than Fury versus White was at the time. Way bigger. The difference is huge. And then the next day, they're like, oh, we lost in court, even though everybody knew that shit like a week before.
Yeah,
they come the fuck up. Man, no, they don't. The Furies and credibility do not go together. Don't act like it does now.
What I'm saying is he had a convenient excuse. Oh, Wilder won the arbitration, so I guess I have to fight him now. It's perfect.
I guess I have to beat his ass again.
With this, but this is the difference between that and this. With this, you have to ask for franchise status, bro. There's no way it works out to where you didn't want to skip out on the fight.
Now it will ring quick question. Like, okay, so like the way to avoid it going to a purse bid, I believe, is like if they give Dillian White like a good amount, right, in the negotiations.
Exactly. Like if
you got to pay this man what he's worth.
You got to pay him a lot though, because Dillian's not going to fight on the cheap. He's not going to fight on the cheap.
Yo, I saw something. I saw something that they were trying to do an 80-20 split due to their last purses, but I was like, that's kind of ridiculous.
That is bullshit. That's bullshit.
It's all in the name of facts in the fight.
He ain't taking that. Dylan ain't taking that.
He's not taking that. And if he doesn't take it and they don't reach a deal by the deadline, where does it go? It goes to a purse bid. And here comes Eddie with his matchroom wallet.
I hope to God that happens.
The WBC split it's 55-45, right? For the champion? 55-45?
I don't know.
The WBC split?
That's a lot. 45, you sure?
I'm pretty sure the purse split is like 55-45 in favor of the champion. I remember because before with the Canelo Golovkin stuff, that was supposedly the issue, even though Canelo knew about it beforehand.
And they getting them mandatories paid, ain't they? Shit.
No, yeah, they are. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, that's a fair amount though. Like if they were to not go to purse bid and that was the split 55-45 in the UK, that's a fucking fair split because Dillian's a name over there.
I thought it was 65-35 for the WBC.
That's what I thought.
Is it 65-30? I could be wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I could be wrong.
If it's 55-45, that shit changed like in the last 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a lot for. Let me read the super chat. Gunner wants the super chat read. Appreciate you, Gunner. Is Floyd jealous of Canelo? Did you see the Canelo retweet? And to that, I actually answered that earlier. I believe he's at least a little bit jealous. It's not just business, because he brought up Undisputed and he brought up how he could have did that, but you didn't do that, bro. In the subsequent years after the Berto fight, you know, while he's doing exhibitions, when have you heard Floyd mention Undisputed like in any real context to himself? He never talked about why. I don't remember Floyd ever talking about why he didn't go Undisputed. He could have.
All he said was that belt collects dust.
But all of a sudden, you need people to know. Remember, what you decided...
I think he was talking about Teofimo when he was talking about Undisputed, though, because they asked him about what to think about losing.
Was he throwing shade at Canelo at the same time?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've always said Floyd's like, he's like an attention whore. I feel like because he had major dad issues growing up, he's been like an attention whore. And he needs
here's the irony.
For years.
Here's the irony with Floyd and Canelo. They fought. Floyd beat him. Now Floyd's getting beat by Canelo, but in another arena. So
I said that. Now he's beating you at the box office, and you can't compete. Short of you coming out of retirement right now and fighting Errol Spence or somebody. Your circus fights, that shit don't mean nothing. And a lot of people told me that, you know what, that Logan Paul fight, it didn't really do that. A lot of people told me that it didn't do $1 million, but hearsay and conjecture, right? Hearsay and conjecture. My point is, you brought up Undisputed in the public very recently, and you needed people to know, oh, I could have did that. Oh, that's awesome. If Mom had a dick, she'd be my uncle.
Well, I mean, if he could have did that, why didn't you?
Exactly.
Right? Why didn't you do it?
Exactly.
If you could have done it. I mean, what's the point of saying, "Oh, I could have"?
I'm so confused. Hold on, no, I'm not about to let that slide. Hold on, no. Everybody shut the fuck up for a second. I have a question. Well, a lot of ifs and buts, right? That's cool, Jay. But how? If your mom had a dick, she could be your uncle, right? Please explain how she's changing to being her own sibling with a dick. I want to figure this one out.
He said if his aunt had a dick, not his
mom.
Had a dick, she'd be my
I thought you said if your mom, I was lost. I was like, whoa.
No. The point that I'm making is, why all of a sudden do you need people to know, oh, I could have did that. I could have did that. That's that Me Too shit. Oh, I could have did it, but you didn't do it, bro. You didn't do it. Ward didn't do it. He had 2 chances to do it, and he didn't fucking do it. He could have did it at 168. He didn't do it.
Hey, Wilder could have done it. Wilder could have done it.
Julius, how many subscribers do you have?
15,000.
Yeah, I could have that.
You don't get credit for shit you don't do. When did that shit start? So why does Floyd all of a sudden need people? Oh, I could have did that. Oh, I know why. Because Canelo just did that and made it look easy. You king shit that beat Canelo 8 years ago, but you didn't do that though. And he just did that. And he made history for his country, and you didn't.
Yep.
You didn't. Period.
It appears to me that it's a sign of, desperation because it's...
Hey, yo, Jules, baby. I just touched down JFK, Jules. I want to go to your hood, Jules. Where'd I got to go eat?
Well, you'd have to get on the 1 train and go to 100.
Oh, no, we don't do the trains, baby. We got a chauffeur waiting for us.
All right. 140. You'd go to El Vesuvio restaurant. It's a restaurant on 144th Street in Broadway. They make the best fucking Cuban sandwiches, I swear.
Oh, that okay.
They make
Flor de Mayo.
El Vesuvio. That's
El Vesuvio. Flor de Mayo.
Damn it, Jules, you're making me hungry.
Broadway.
Shit, man.
You know what I mean?
We just touched down. We just touched down. We here for Loma Comey.
Yes.
We here to talk shit. All them Twitter trolls don't have that energy in person.
I mean, look, man, like, yo, you know what I realized about the Twitter shit? You can't argue with people on there, bro. Them people is not even real fucking people to me. Like, if you gotta hide and all of that, like, man, I mean,
hey, you know me, Jules. I pulled up to all these fights, different states. Like, I'm out here with Ron Boy Fresh. We out here at these fights.
Ring, I was on Lady Chan's panel, right? Somebody was mouthing off in the comments. Chan's like, oh, if you feel some kind of way, come through. You think he came through?
Of course not, bro. Look at the dick half guy yesterday.
Wait. Someone wanted to fight Lady Chan?
Not fight. But like, yo, jump on the panel, and this is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
These guys are so scared they won't even jump on the chitty chat. Like, jump on the chitty chat. You know why you don't jump on the chitty chat? Because you know if you say that shit. If you say the shit that you be saying on Twitter, right? If you have to say it, you're gonna realize how fucking stupid you sound. You know what I mean? You're gonna realize, like,
you know what I love? Everybody calling this WBA mandatory bullshit, but they wasn't saying that when Errol had that mandatory for Brooke. They're like, no, Kel need to honor his mandatories.
Ain't that the truth? Right?
Even though he was coming off a KO loss.
Listen, listen, this was more recent. It was so fucking important that Wilder fight Brazil. More important than Undisputed. You could have skipped that. You could have skipped Brazil. Nah, he got to fight Brazil, bro. He has to fight.
Nah, he could have fought Brazil.
He could just fought it on his own.
He could just fought him on his own for way more money is all.
I'm just saying, how do you go? They offer you $100 million and you tell them, well, I got to fight Brazil. And that's the bottom line.
Yo, fighters really be turning down life-changing money all because this one fucking guy says, no, I need you to fight on here. Bro, fuck you. I'm going to get this fucking bread.
Think about it, Eson. Motherfuckers called you to the office. They called you to the office. They tell you, we got $100 million.
They're not men, Jules.
I
They
ain't
let
been
the
in
We
the
got
fans
studio
put
a
the
yet.
battery on their
round.
back.
Ring,
And what
sign.
you
Ring,
tell him
sign.
is, hold on, what you tell him is, nah, I gotta fight Brazil first. And
Nah,
that's the bottom line.
Julius, so I'm in school for architecture right now, and I'm like, I be working at these firms and shit. I'm thinking like, yo, if I got an offer at this one fucking company, and I had like a whatever, an advisor or whatever, and they said, nah, you can't go there, we need you here. Oh, yo, I'll lose my fucking shit.
Like,
That
bro, like
shit's
it's
crazy.
there were so many common sense arguments, and what I gather is, look, the content creators have effectively brainwashed a lot of people. I know why the content creators did it. They did it for money. That much I understand. But the fools that actually believe them, oh, you motherfuckers is just stupid. He has to fight Ugas first. Why? Why do you want him to fight Ugas instead of Crawford?
Because
They
they
don't want to
some
see the guy
scared
that gives
little
them the truth
bitches.
get hurt. They don't want to see the
Are they
truth get
scared?
hurt.
They scared the Earl
They're
gonna get knocked
basing
out.
more
Hey,
It is
leverage to
what
the
it
so
is.
bargaining
Jules,
table
where
in
do I
case
get
it,
that
Because
the
Cop
fight
they're
actually
Cinco at?
holding to
happens.
Where's
that
that cafecito at?
BBC.
Look, it depends on where your hotel is at. I gather that your
I'm
hotel
in
is not.
Midtown. I'm in
You're in
Midtown off
Midtown. All right.
I'm on 35th.
On 35th, there's a diner that sells bison burgers. I used to go in there because it was like the only place to get bison burgers. It
Those are
should
good
be.
too.
They are. They better than a regular burger. It should be up the block from Macy's Herald Square, heading towards the east. Because I'm pretty sure you on the west. I don't know if you on the west, but I'm pretty sure you are if you at Midtown. If you see Macy's,
Yes, West 35th.
all right, when you get off, go to 34th Street, Herald Square. It's a diner up the block from that, and you're gonna pass a movie theater. You'll pass the movie theater first, and the diner's gonna be like on the right side of the street. They sell bison burgers. It's fucking delicious, and I'm pretty sure it's a 24-hour diner, unless COVID affected the shit.
Nice.
Jules, I
Now it's
like how you
open.
give directions by monuments and also east and west. You know the difference between east and west. That's a highly intelligent man right there, y'all.
Well, I mean, I used to do a lot of bad things, but I don't do them now.
Yo,
You know what I
Julius,
mean?
you
Oh,
see,
so you was
Good
running
man,
numbers for
Julius.
Kinahan
Good
in
man.
New York, huh,
You
Jules?
do it now.
Running or
You was running
was
numbers for Kinahan
was
was.
I'm just fucking with you. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, look, it's so many logical fallacies with the Spence argument and the Wilder argument that it's like, dog, I see what it is. Y'all just don't want this man to get his fucking ass beat. Cause underneath all the bullshit you say on social media, you and I know he don't stand a chance against Crawford. He don't stand a broke big dog chance in hell.
I never.
Bro,
I
they
Go
know
ahead,
that
Leo.
that one
Go
night
ahead,
butt
Leo.
pirate ain't standing no chance, bro.
He's a butt pirate. Talk about it, LT. He's a butt pirate.
He's one night butt pirate, bro. That they know he's gonna get fucked if he fights Crawford, bro.
Motherfuckers Jack Sparrow with a booty hole. Leo, go ahead.
All this,
One
all
eye,
this
one eye
situation,
Willie ain't you know, Errol Spence.
all this
Bud Crawford
situation
is the
reminds me.
Goonie, and he's going after One Eye Willie.
Go ahead, Leo.
Okay, all this situation m- makes me feel that these dogs, the animals, can be big dogs or small dogs, but if we are free, if we are in the streets, they bark certain people, not
Yes,
all of them,
that's true.
and they wait to you passing by, and when they are at your back, they start barking.
Yep.
They not bark in front of you. So all these fights, not gonna say the name of the fighters because everyone knows, but they are expecting to the energy to change. This guy maybe is trying to go in some other direction. Oh, now I want to fight.
Yeah.
Now I want to fight. But when the guy was searching for the fight, no, I have other, because if he looks too confident, no, this guy knows something. This guy is
Bro, I
gonna
can't
be.
believe they haven't even put him on recess, bro. Like it's fucking incredible, man.
Listen, man. This
2 years
dude,
without fighting.
without a mandatory though, eso es lo más
Mhm.
malo. When has he
Mhm.
satisfied a mandatory for the I? When's the last time he satisfied a mandatory for the IBF?
Wasn't it Ocampo?
Haven't heard one, bro.
Bro, You heard them. They was
Last man
crying over
down.
Murata.
Last man
That
down.
Murata didn't get to get the satisfy his mandatory
Bro,
for 2
Murata just
years.
got elevated to champion earlier this year. You can't
And
blame
he,
him.
and he got his unification approved early, unlike Tom, who fucked
I had
up
to
the
read that dumb shit on
the
Twitter.
approval for
If
Arrow.
y'all on Instagram, go to the guy Blu-ray Fitness page. He's Errol Spence Jr. strength and conditioning coach, and he posted some video. And in the video, basically the question is, why didn't Terrence Crawford become Errol's mandatory challenger by way of the IBF? Because then he would have got the fight. That's the excuse that his strength and conditioning coach is running with. And I left a comment. I said, well, Errol's the one that told him to get the WBO title. Did you forget about that?
Right.
Errol told him, get Jeff Horn's belt. And the other thing is, the IBF doesn't work like that. You don't just move up and become the mandatory. The WBO does that. They do that. And sometimes the WBC does that.
Well,
But the WBO does that.
And regardless, Spence told him to get Jeff Horn's belt.
Bro,
When's
Bro,
the
I think
last
Ugas
time-
will fuck
Jeff
Crawford
Horn and Keith Thurman said get a belt.
Spence
Didn't
up
they?
too,
Last
bro.
time-
Didn't they?
I got a question for Blu-ray Fitness. I got a question, but why won't Earl unify with Terrence? Not if they're both champions.
Basically,
Dude,
if Ugas
that
is
was
shot up,
wait, Julius. That was his whole thing. Strap season, right? No mandatory season.
fucking talk about it, yo.
Hey, when's the last time Spence actually knocked somebody out?
Ocampo!
Bro, it's been 4 years since Man Down was Man Down.
Yeah,
It's
see?
been like 4 years.
The last dude he knocked
Bro, he
out
can't
was
even
that
sell
Home
in
Depot day
Texas, bro.
labor,
His hometown, bro.
Ocampo's.
Listen.
You need the help from Mikey.
When was that Ocampo's fight, Jules?
Bro, that was 20.
That was the last one.
That wasn't 2017. I'm gonna say that was
2018.
2018. That was 2018, about 3 years ago. 3 or 4. Shit, because we at the end of 2021. Bro, it's like, look. And I want y'all to go over there because he's been doing this for 3 weeks. Posting slander, posting bullshit. I'm like, yo, dog, you shameless. You are fucking shameless. Right now, Ugas is tied up. And the last thing you want your boy to do is fight Terrence Crawford. Why we talking about shit from 4 years ago when they're free now, aren't they?
And
They're
I thought
free.
Errol said he don't need no tune-up. Tune-up is for suckers.
Right?
No, yo, this is it. Anybody who can't see what's going on is an idiot. The man said, I want to unify with Ugas next. But he's tied up. No, he said no mandatory nothing. I want straps. Crawford's free, why not? My eye fell out again.
Bro.
I'm gonna go on my ranch, have some chickens. I got some new horses. I'm gonna go on my ranch.
I'm gonna fuck my chickens.
Crash a
That
car
fight
or
for
two.
me, listen. That fight for me is not about Terrence and Errol anymore. And that's because I already know Terrence will beat the shit out of you. It's not about me seeing
Just want
that
him to
fight.
get them belts.
No, it ain't about the belts neither. It's so that I could watch y'all whole world end when this man get his ass beat. For me, it's about Errol's fans, not even Errol, because I already knew Errol would lose that fight before the car accident. I ain't worried about Errol.
Easy work, bub.
Bro, I just want to see the PBC crumble, bro. Imagine without them having the belts, bro. Imagine having them all scattered, bro. PBC would have no business, bro.
Jules, what is their record when they cross the street? They only won like 3 or 4 fights against all these times they had to cross the street.
It's like 2-16, about 2-16.
Yeah.
That's their record against Top Rank. 2-16. Now peep this shit because I'm not gonna. It's not a prediction, pero no te la pierda que Stanionis, he might take that fucking belt.
I was gonna say that's why Ugas didn't want to fight him because he wants to preserve himself for Errol because he knows
he'll take that shit right back to Daniel Kinahan, who will put it in Crawford's hands because that's his manager.
I hope he wins. That would be so funny. Won't that be so funny?
That's what I think. That's what I think the move is. That's what I think the move is. I think this is a clandestine effort to make that happen for Pro Bellum. Crawford's a free agent. He could go to Pro Bellum. Dubai money, cocaine money,
Yo,
cartel
can
money.
you imagine Crawford? Can you imagine Crawford
Well,
versus
last
Stanley?
It's a
I
good
heard,
fucking
Jules
plan,
is
bro.
the domestic representative of MTK out here. Quiet as it's kept.
Quiet as kept. Listen, Pro Bellum ain't nothing but MTK with another label, man. That's all that is.
That's
I'm with
facts.
it.
I was
I'm
gonna
with
say,
it.
isn't that like just the same shit basically? But can you imagine Crawford versus Stanionis in Dubai, bro? Wouldn't that be some shit? Like, yo, fuck y'all, yo, fuck Errol,
And
fuck
you can't, yo,
fuck.
and wait, Eson, you can't shit on it and you can't talk it down because let's
No,
remember,
no, I'll be happy. I'll be
no,
happy.
not you. I'm talking about the critics. Stanionis is unbeaten. If he beats Ugas, well, Ugas was good enough for Spence, so why wouldn't he be good enough for fucking Stanionis? If Spence
Yup,
beat Ugas,
exactly.
Hey,
Facts.
Exactly.
you know the funny
Yep.
thing in all this, y'all, Jules, all the panels, like Eller B. Floyd, all butt hurt. We say boxing is the gangsters' playground. They just mad that they can't step out the game globally because there's better gangsters. They can't go up against
Dude,
MTK.
listen,
They in Mexico. They can't do nothing. They stuck.
listen.
They getting cornered.
They not what. Listen, what we seeing is that all that myth and all that. Oh, I got smart investments. No, you don't, and that's what I see. That's why you still boxing. That's why you was boxing Logan Paul. Your smart investments bullshit. I already see that's bullshit.
And they
Because
don't have the muscle or
Bro,
respect to
the
go into
guy,
these
as
other
soon as
markets
he
like
gets
Eddie
the
Hearn.
money, he spends it, bro.
yes,
If not, he's up the balls with debt, bro.
yes, and
Yeah,
you
with
want
that.
Jules, why
to
you
know how I know
why
that?
can't
Wait,
Jules?
you want to know how I
Oh,
know that? 50 Cent don't rap no more. Jay-Z don't eat like that. They moved on. I get producer money, TV money, movie money. I'm gonna be in the next Expendables. Whereas Floyd, bro, this year you was in a boxing ring with a YouTuber, and you 40 something.
Yep.
he's got
guys,
that
Ain't
drug
that
collection
sad,
money.
bro?
fellas, how much money
Bro,
does Floyd
fighting
pay?
with a YouTuber, bro, arguing about a hat.
About a
Ex-
yo.
exact, and that goes
About
to
a
my point.
hat, bro.
Te voy a dar una pregunta. Te voy a hacer una pregunta. Could you see Mike Tyson getting his hat took by a fucking YouTuber and then
Hell
No,
arguing
no.
about it?
man.
no.
No, bro. Imagine
how
that
much money
shit,
does
bro.
Security will be
how much
flying
money?
out the fucking door.
Guys, how much money does
and that
Floyd pay escorts weekly to
Bro,
You know what the
that shows
problem
the
is?
zero respect people have for him, bro.
You know what
and
the
that goes back to Jules'
Exact.
point of like,
you know what the problem is?
Multicultural,
Floyd
zero
owes more
respect,
money
bro.
though.
and that goes back to Jules. That goes back to
Many,
Jules'
yes, it could
point.
have. Listen. I've always been more of a Mayweather fan than a Pacquiao fan. Pero la verdad es la verdad. They would not do that to Manny Pacquiao, and he's little. He's a little ass man. He is, right? But they wouldn't. Nobody gonna run up on Manny and take the hat off his head. I guarantee you that. Ain't
Para
nobody going.
nada, bro.
Pa
Para
nada.
nada.
Manny's still with the shit. That's why.
Yo, to me, it's not even him being with the shits. To me, it's the respect. And we was
Well,
talking about
also,
this, Drew. We
That
was
too.
talking about this, that they respect him. They don't want to violate him, even though he little, because they respect him. Now,
doesn't
Floyd, yo,
Floyd owe money?
Floyd act
I
like
got it. I got it.
Floyd act like a bitch a lot. Like, bro, stop acting like a bitch. You acting like a bitch. All this
Doesn't
bullshit.
Floyd owe hella money though?
He is one, bro. He is a bitch, bro.
No,
Because
seriously, I heard he owes a
He
lot.
pimps himself out, bro.
I could have been undisputed, bro. How you sound? Woulda, coulda, shoulda, then woulda, coulda, shoulda at 46 after you retired.
Jules, it's a reason. Why can't
See,
he?
it's not enough for
Why
him that he
can't
has
Floyd
him
break into
defeated.
these foreign markets, Jules? Why can't he
He
get
has
PBC
he has to come up with
abroad?
hypotheticals that could have happened, but like, dude,
Don't
no
beat
one cares
around the
about that.
bush. He's not no fucking businessman. If you a fucking businessman, why you ain't go global yet? Why you
Word.
was doing window commercials? You not global. Fucking businessman.
Hey, Julius. Hey, Julius.
He's
I
selling
heard
cars
Floyd.
to other boxers,
I heard
bro.
Floyd owes a lot of
He's
fat
out there
taxes,
selling his
man.
fucking cars, bro. He sold fucking cars to Leo Santa Cruz and shit just to make ends meet, bro.
Yo,
No, hey,
He's
for
putting
real.
his guys. Come on,
Hey,
guys,
for
stop,
real,
stop,
real
And
guys,
then
quick.
he
for real.
calls
He's
himself
putting his
Money
money where his
Mayweather,
mouth is,
bro.
which is the strip club.
Hey, for real
yo.
quick, man. I heard he owes a lot of back taxes, though. That's part of the reason why
Oh
he's
my
doing all
god!
this stuff.
I mean, it's possible, but
Wow.
essentially what I see is look. These are his contemporaries, not exclusive to boxing, right? Pay attention. 50 Cent is one of his contemporaries in a matter of speaking as far as pop culture. 50 has graduated from rap. He doesn't have to rap anymore. He's literally being paid millions by TV studios and TV networks. He
Thanks,
graduated.
bro. It's
Yep.
like Michael Jordan doesn't have
He's
to
doing the power
step
shows,
in the
man.
fucking court anymore, bro. It's like
Yeah,
those
but
Exactly.
fucking elite
investment
athletes
50
are
Cent
not, you know what
made
I
with
mean?
vitamin
They're
water.
He
set, bro.
fucking,
They're
had
he
that.
set.
50
fucking
had that.
graduated. If
50
you
had
got,
that investment with vitamin water and
Wait,
stopped
wait,
rapping.
wait.
but if
Wait,
you
wait.
got to hold on, if you got to get in a fuck, don't tell me that you doing it for fun. At 46, I said it before and I say it again. If I'm rich, I'm getting my dick sucked every hour on an island with nothing but chicks that suck mad dick. All right, but you telling me?
Wait.
Let me paint the scenario. Let me paint the scenario. Tú me estás diciéndome a mí that you climbed in there with a fucking YouTuber for fun? That shit didn't look like fun. Did it look
No, it
like fun?
didn't.
No.
Nah.
This is the thing.
How fun would it be having a hat with OnlyFans, bro? Like, how much you
Wait.
think they paid him?
Wait,
Not in the millions.
Bro,
if
This
there
is what
if there is a boxer,
Hey, Jules, it's fucking freezing out here, yo.
if there is a boxer in
Welcome
the
to the
history
East
of the
Coast.
sport, politics now
Yo, it is
an
fucking
all-time
cold, and I
high.
used to work in a freezer.
Go ahead, Leo.
Politics now is an all-time high. Political issues in boxing, but if there is a boxing in the history of the sport that has ninguna excusa, no excuses to be undisputed, is Floyd fucking Mayweather.
Of course,
Because-
he could have had
because-
any fight.
Not
100%.
only has he was the best fighter of his generation, he had the market value, the supreme market
To
value.
make any fight at any weight,
Exactly.
at any weight.
But
And
guys,
don't sit there and listen. Once again, I ain't no wishy-wash. I've always been a fan of his boxing. I like how he boxes. But on some real shit, yo, you act like a bitch. Why all of a sudden, Canelo go undisputed. Canelo go undisputed. He go undisputed. Oh, I could have been undisputed. I could have did that, but you didn't do that, bro. So what you trying to say?
Canelo took the mantle now, and he's doing it better.
Sorry.
I mean, but guys, you really want to know why Floyd is upset? I figured it out. You really want to know the reason?
Why?
Because Floyd can't read.
Listen, and I'm gonna be real. This is what irritates me about Floyd and Leonard. This is literally what irritates me. No cap, no bullshit, right? Y'all know that Eddie can pay for the fight. Y'all know that. But because of your fucking ego, you won't let him. That's really what's going on. They could send Javante to the zone and let him fight Devin Haney. Fuck it. Let him knock him out. Let him do it. But y'all so pussy with the shit, y'all don't want to let him do it. And you don't have the money to pay for it because look at what Leonard said. Leonard said, Devin Haney makes a lot of money. We ain't going to give him that. You can't give him that.
Dude, hey, Julius, did you hear about Leonard Elder saying he was going to knock out Eddie Hearn?
Yeah, I seen that.
All I know is we got to get Jules off of Area 51 in 2022 to come to a fight.
Hey, listen.
You know what I think is the reason, bro. You know what I honestly, this is what I think is the reason, bro. When I think Canelo made it a payback, bro. When Canelo was on the fight week of Billy Joe Saunders, bro. That's when they pulled this stunt of I got your hat, and that was on Canelo's fight week. So I think Canelo did it back, paid him back when it was Tank's fight week, and he did this. He's gonna fight Camus or whatever.
Lunga Makabu.
Mlunga Makabu, yeah, man. And so that's Floyd, right? And it'll be aimed at Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn fought in the same week with as Tank with Devin Haney. So all of that takes attention from him.
Hay cierta cosa, Canelo, his contemporaries, sea lo que sea, lo dijo Duran, whatever's whatever, he's the king right now. And he's recognized as that, right? But there's actually respect. His contemporaries respect him. Most of his people respect him. The Brits respect him.
Marquez and his hating ass dad don't respect him.
Well, that's Marquez, bro. He a hater. But I'm gonna say, and this is me. This means a
You
lot.
know-
Listen. Hold on. I'm a
Wait.
Mayweather fan. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm a Mayweather fan. But what I'm gonna say is the level of respect that Canelo has now, Floyd never had it. I'm telling you, I seen his whole career. He never had that respect.
I mean,
Never
how is he
did.
gonna have that respect when he's always cooning, bro? Always, bro.
Real shit.
Bro,
Look, he's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. But he's a hell of a fighter. Look, when Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders, and was like a couple of hours before the fight, Billy Joe Saunders said, "When if I not get this ring, I'm not gonna fight." When Canelo acceded to get that ring to him, that was a power move.
Yeah.
And says like talking about machismo. Look, if you want a bigger ring, I'm gonna beat your ass in that bigger ring. That is something Floyd Mayweather will never do.
Espera, déjame
Bro,
decírtelo.
he
Espera.
told.
La mierda con los guantes, ¿verdad? Mira que y estas son pendejadas
Ándale.
que I cannot defend them. La pendeja con los guantes, el mujercito no es la verdad, pero que cuando Billy Joe Saunders hizo esa vaina, God, you can have a bigger ring. I'm still gonna find you and I'm still gonna fucking
Ándale, le dijo, si quieres le doy todo el estadio de los Cowboys.
I'm still gonna fuck you up.
Jules, they're hot about everything.
I don't care if the ring is 50 feet. I still plan
Jules,
to whip
they're
that
hot
ass.
about everything. Fox turned down the Canelo Plant fight. Fox is doing everything on pay-per-view. Sean Porter at the Zone. The walls are closing in. They can't get enough fight dates for the guys on Showtime once Fox pulls a plug. It's a beautiful thing.
Listen, I said it in the last video I did. If you're Bill Wenger, right, and this is why I don't expect to see a schedule from Fox next year. Whatever they do will be pay-per-view, right? You have inactive Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, who never had fans. Like, he never had fans, bro. Don't fucking lie to me. He never had fans. When them Puerto
He
Ricans
sold out the Barclays. What are you talking about?
fucking Barclays.
What's
When
that
them
guy's
Puerto
name?
listen. When them
Danny
Puerto
Garcia is
Ricans
too
say,
Americanized, bro. It's
ese
not
tipo
appealing to the.
tipo no es puertorriqueño.
In Spanish,
okay?
Jules. In
Ándale,
Spanish.
exacto, bro. He's too Americanized. He's nah.
Este tipo un güero, ¿qué lo que? Él tiene fantasía de siendo cubano. Why? If you Puerto Rican, right? Why the fuck you always doing this Tony Montana shit, bro? Tony was Cuban, bro. Fuck is your problem? Tony was Cuban, bro.
Ring. Who is
Tony
Bill
was
Wang-
Cuban and he
who-
hated Colombians.
Who's Bill Wenger?
He is the equivalent of Stefan Espinoza at Fox. He is their liaison. Like, you know how Stefan is their liaison at Showtime?
Right.
Bill Wenger is their liaison at Fox. That's like their point man for all their boxing shit.
Is that his real last name, Wenger?
Literally.
Oh, okay.
You know, speaking of Cuban, I think Uga should have went with that Scarface gimmick. You know, walked into the office and bossed him up. You know, I'm a political refugee, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Listen, man, like I said, Fox don't have no reason to stay in business with them beyond next year. They really don't, because they don't have shit. They're losing the belts one by one. They're losing them one by one. Why y'all think they didn't listen? There have been 3 purse bids. Well, there have been 3 purse bids. They sat out the Sean Porter Terrence Crawford purse bid. They sat out the Casemiro versus Butler purse bid, and they sat out the Marcus Brown versus Better Beef purse bid. That tell you everything you need to know right there. They're not gonna spend no money on y'all, B. They're not spending no bread for your fighters. If you want your fighters to fight on our network, let your fans pay for it, because we're not gonna give you no more bread. Wilder about to retire. You know what I mean? What do y'all have? Manny Pacquiao retired. What y'all have?
Hey, they got Adrian Broner. He's making a comeback.
oh man, este lo que
Yo, who do you think Keith's gonna fight that? Who do you think Keith's gonna fight that?
porquería. This is what this should be called. Should be called.
By Mario Barrios, bro.
The company should just change its name to Porqueria Boxing Contenders, man.
I just want to say, Jules, I love the trash talk from my girl Alicia and Michaela. I can't wait for that fight.
Yeah, but Alicia got to do it smart, man, because you see Top Rank fuck with the cards with Frenchie. Top Rank fuck that French girl won at least 4 fucking rounds, bro.
Agreed.
At least 4.
Agreed.
They didn't give her 1, bro. Not 1. That means you got to go in there and hit Michaela with a chair and then shoot her in order to get a draw. Fuck that.
When that fight is announced, I'm gonna tell Alicia, make sure that fight does not go to the fucking cards.
Yeah, and in all likelihood, it won't. But you know.
Yeah.
Michaela cannot fight like she did with Hamadouche with Alicia, bro. She's gonna get.
She'll get fucking knocked out. But I'm not off of this Spence shit. I'm really not off this Spence shit because this Spence shit is the real reason I went live. Like, yo, how you gonna be that big a dick rider of a boxer that you don't want him to box? That shit don't make sense. You gonna ride dick that hard on a boxer because you don't want him to box?
Right. It ain't about boxing no more. It ain't about
the truth. It's about they want to say that PBC has the best fighters and PBC where it's at, and you know what I mean. That's where all the belts and all the talent is at, and it's about that shit, bro. Yeah, man.
Do y'all even pay for this shit? You don't, do you? Bet you don't.
Tim Sheehy says PBC is a house of cards built on inactivity. You know what it is? And I've said it many times before, for those who didn't hear it. You cannot get a music guy to groom fighters because he's going to treat those fighters as if it's the music industry. In the music industry, which is where Al Heyman really comes from, you get a lot of gimmicks. You get a lot of bubblegum shit. That doesn't work in boxing. Boxing is the ultimate truth teller. You get in that ring, can't nobody save you. Nobody could save Stevenson. Y'all protected Stevenson for years. But when Bozdick got in front of his ass, you see what happened. Y'all helped Wilder become a champion until he
Bozdick damn near killed that man.
Damn near killed that man.
Yo,
that was serious too, man.
I know you want to talk about Spence. But I was arguing with some dude on Twitter today. He was telling me, he was really saying that Wilder deserves Hall of Fame status more than Golovkin, and that he has like a better resume. And I'm like, both their resumes are thin, but that's a ridiculous argument.
Listen,
in my opinion. It's not even an
argument. I don't. Why you think I don't argue with him? Because you saying that, and I know that he won't get in before Golovkin. And I'm not a Golovkinite, but I know. Look, Golovkin might get in because of the stupid title defense shit. He might get in because of that. And he might get in because he unified and the Canelo fights. He might get in before Wilder. That's just facts.
And then Golovkin's Olympic pedigree, his amateur pedigree too.
Not honestly, I don't
think.
I'm
gonna ask you a question. If Wilder what you gonna get Wilder in there for? For getting his ass beat by Fury? Like he really fucked you up.
That title defense against
they're probably because of so many title defenses. Probably, if that's the reason.
All right, but if we go to title defense route, LT, remember, Golovkin has more defenses than Wilder.
Even without the Reggie.
And that's what take away the 5 because 5 of those defenses was the Reggie. I think he still has 15 or some crazy shit like that. Wilder only has 10.
Real shit though, with the Kambosos fight, what it showed me was that, I'm not saying his competition was great, but he was facing a lot of top 10 rated middleweights. I'm like, any given night, a motherfucker can Lopez you, can Kambosos you. So I'm like, you got to give a guy credit for defending his unified titles that many times.
Listen. They let that dude, wait, don't say nothing. They let Wilder fight a dude that wasn't a PBC fighter. Just look at everything. Look at it for what it is. The one time that they let him fight a guy that wasn't a PBC guy, look at how everything started falling apart.
Yep.
Ortiz is a PBC guy. Washington is a PBC guy. Stavern wasn't ever really that good. Like, come on, B. Like, it's Stavern, bro. But look at all his title defenses. Who are these? Like, really? Areola was past it when you fought him. Your title defenses, most of them are not over top 10 contenders. You only have one that you successfully defended the title against, and that's Luis Ortiz. And he damn near killed your ass. They let you fight one guy.
Andy Ruiz's win over AJ is better than any win on Wilder's resume.
They let you fight one guy that wasn't a PBC guy, and that caused your whole reign, your whole air. You ready to retire? It's a wrap. You selling perfume now on 42nd Street.
They thought they was picking a cherry, Jules. They thought they was picking a cherry.
The first fight, Fury wasn't a top ranked fighter. He only got a draw. He signed to top rank, comes back, knocks his ass out twice.
Talk about it though. Talk about it. Now, what you think? Now, based on the track record that you've seen, with those things in mind, what do you think happens if they put Spence in there with Crawford?
He retires afterwards.
Listen. I didn't need to see him.
He fakes an injury before the fight and never comes back.
I didn't need to see Aaron flip a Ferrari and have his eye glued back in to know that Crawford beats his ass. I literally didn't.
They're gonna jump on the Boots Ennis bandwagon and say,
nah, he gonna flip his horse. He's gonna flip his horse in traffic. That's what's gonna happen. He'll flip his horse in traffic.
They're gonna say Bud's ducking Ennis. Watch, that's what they're gonna do.
No, wait. Earl's chicken is gonna poke his eye out, his other eye out, his good eye.
You're gonna be like, I got in a horse accident on 42nd Street, bro. I flipped my horse.
Matter of fact, have you heard anything, Jules, about what Ennis is gonna do next?
As far as I'm concerned, until Ennis gets out of that promotional situation that he has with Showtime and that other promoter, I don't know what can be done for him, bro. Because he can't get PBC guys, he can't get top rank guys, he can't get golden, he can't get shit. He can't get shit. He's fought like, and I feel for him because it's not his fault, but he's kind of like, yo, you kind of fucked, bro. Like you not on, you might fight on Showtime, but the PBC guys don't want nothing to do with you. Thurman not gonna fucking fight Boots, bro. Danny left the whole goddamn weight class. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got nobody to fight. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they can do for him until that situation ends. Now, if it ends, right? Yo, fuck it. Go to Golden Boy, bro. Fuck it. Go to Golden Boy.
Did you see him signing Eddie?
If he did, what could Eddie do for him? Conor Ben not gonna fight him.
Nah, hell no.
Conor Ben not gonna fight him.
Do you think Boots will move up?
He should, but if he does, what happens? Who has all the belts at 154?
Same thing.
But I think the 154 guys have more balls than the 147 stable, to be honest. Besides Porter.
Yo, dog, look at how they acted with Tim Zoo and he offered them M's, bro.
Oh,
you're right. Nah, actually, you're right. Nah, I forgot about that. I was just about to say, actually.
Wait, they're gonna have to deal with him. So they're gonna have to deal with Tim sooner or later.
Tony Harrison turned out Tim Zoo to do nothing. He's complaining about not having able to fight. You turned down Tim Zoo to do nothing.
This is what I mean, bro. It's like if Ennis were to move up to 154, he's in the exact situation he was in at 147 because the PBC guys won't fight him. The only hope he has is if that crop of fighters moves up to 60, then maybe he could go pick up a vacant title. Maybe. But that's if they move up. And I don't even know if that's about to happen.
Now, Ring, like if Boots forced the title shot with Errol, do you see Errol taking the fight?
That's when we'll get Spence Crawford.
I'll tell you what, I heard a rumor, and I've mentioned it here in the past. When the ABC commission, this was around that time, that they were pressing the WBA, I heard, it's just a rumor, that several of the officials from the WBA moved over to the IBF. And you'll notice, pay attention, you'll notice that the IBF isn't ordering mandatories as quickly as they used to.
That's sad.
Damn.
I thought they were holding back because of COVID.
Why hasn't the IBF, you have to ask yourself, why hasn't the IBF, Custio Clayton versus Sergey Lipinets was last year, bro. Why haven't you guys ordered a final eliminator yet? We're at the end of 2021, you understand? Custio Clayton versus Sergey Lipinets was an eliminator that they ordered last year that ended in a draw. Fine, fuck it. It ended in a draw. So you don't order another one the next year? Why? Who are you protecting? Trying to tell you, when has the IBF ever been this slow to order a fight? When?
They're not. That's the thing. They're not. They're usually Johnny on the spot.
Yo, they stripped the fuck out of Golovkin and Canelo. They don't fuck around. Well, they didn't.
See, that's the sad part, and I'm hoping that they're not going to turn wishy-washy on us.
Too late. Aaron Baker says, Canelo actually thought Mayweather was jealous. Imagine that. Canelo is like that one ex you hit up for a booty call, and she denies you and claims that you're trying to get back with her. I never saw Canelo say that Floyd was jealous, to be honest, so I don't know where you got that from. I haven't seen Canelo.
It's fake news, bro.
Espere, let me hablar. I didn't see Canelo address. Hold on. I didn't see Canelo say nothing to Floyd or about Floyd. What I see is that Floyd is mad that Canelo got $40 million fucking dollars and bounced. So I don't know about angry exes. This looked more like alimony than angry exes, because that motherfucker just got you, bro. He just robbed the bank. He got y'all to give him 40 M's, and y'all sitting there stupid thinking he gonna fight Charlo, only for him to leave y'all the next fight. That's what I see. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't know about no angry ex.
Canelo at one point told Floyd, "Well, why don't you fight me now?" At one point, I remember him saying that.
All I know is
that was like
golf.
All I know is Canelo
that
is
was when he
obsessed
was
with
about
golf.
to fight. That was when he was about to fight that fucking MMA dude. What's this guy's name? The Irish dude.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, yeah. And Canelo said, "Hey, if you come back to the ring, come find me, man. I'll be here."
Yeah, but
that's it. But that's it.
But I would not equate that to what Floyd is doing. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Like, look, dog, Floyd acting like a bitch. It is what it is. Why you throwing shade at this cat? I know why. Because he fucked y'all. He got y'all to give him 40 M's. Y'all thought that, if we get him to 40, he'll stay. Maybe he'll fight Charlo or Benavidez. Nope, he took the money and got up out of there. That's why they mad. You can't sell them guys, bro. You put Charlo on pay-per-view. You see what he did. You put him on pay-per-view. You see what he did. He was back on regular Showtime in the very next fight. Them dudes don't sell. And that's why you mad.
He was not just back on Showtime, Jules. He couldn't pay for a BLT.
Bro, one big question, man. Have you guys heard about the pay-per-view sales of Tank? I haven't heard nothing.
Nothing yet. But no, actually, I have heard. And the most I'll tell you is when I heard it, they said the pay-per-view was tracking at under 100,000. That's what listen, I'm just telling you.
I mean, have the number already. Look how fast the Crawford Porter number came out.
Listen, it's not cap. I'm just telling you, this is what I was told, and it's from a reliable source.
I believe you, bro.
They told me it's under, and you know why I believe it? Because, yo, dog, I spend money, bro. I do. I spend money. I buy pay-per-views. I had no intention of buying that pay-per-view. Two, why would you put a pay-per-view on Sunday, bro? Who does that?
Like if it was church or some shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, they put it on a Sunday, Jules, in LA, where there was the Rams are playing, the Raiders are playing in Vegas. West Coast team was playing on Sunday Night Football. Like, come on, bro.
Like who do you think is gonna buy that shit? So listen, that's the only number that I have heard so far. That's the only number I heard. Under 100,000. That's where it was tracking a few days ago. I don't know if that number changed, but I'll be honest with you. I don't believe that 200,000 people or even 150,000 people bought this fight. I don't.
So that means Mike Coppinger is going to report 200,000.
Exactly.
225,000 at the latest. That's what.
Bro, not even if it was Rolly Romero, bro, it wouldn't sell shit.
Liam Rockwell says Zoo has Harrison, Gachet, Charlo, and Castano shook. Yeah, because he was going to a lot of people. Shout out to Takeshi Inoue for taking a fucking fight. Because look, I like Tony. I like his shit talk. I think he's a good pure boxer. But bro, they offered you a fight and you said no, so you could sit in America and not fight shit. And not fight shit.
Yeah. He been hanging out with Gary Russell. They chilling, just.
Yo, can we talk about some shit real quick though? For Gary's ridiculous activity, when he does fight, he ain't fighting the worst competition. Maxayo's not the worst.
I'm not appreciating shit no more. It's been almost 2 years since that motherfucker had a fight. Fuck him. Yeah. I hope Maxayo.
No, yeah, fuck is that? Yeah.
Knock his ass out.
I do, because and look. I used to be on the Gary bandwagon, like, yeah, man, fuck up Leo a ducker. I was saying that. But now I'm like, yo, you a dickhead, bro. You sat out this whole year. They offered you an M to fight fucking Josh Warrington that can't punch. He don't got no punch.
He would have UD'd the fuck out of Josh, bro. That would have been such a light fight for him.
And you say no so that you could do interviews about Javante Davis.
Oh wait, don't forget he got into his time machine. He got into his time machine and was talking about going up to 147 to fight. You know who?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, like them dudes over there, like, to me, they don't have no shame. Like, yo, you don't know how fucking stupid you look right now, bro. They offered you a M to fight a dude that don't even, he not no concussive puncher. You could have won that. Nah, you gonna sit here and just not do shit all year.
Thanks. Ring IQ, thank you for having me, bro. Thanks for the panel. Estamos, hermano. Peace.
But we about to wrap up the live, gentlemen. I'm fucking sleepy. Always
everybody
a
have a great evening.
I'll see you. I'll be at El Vesuvio's tomorrow.
All right,
Vesuvio's.
everybody.
Julius,
All right,
have a great evening, brother.
Enjoy New York, man.
Pew.